Up next, elementary students put their reading on pause.
And a high school flexes the rules.
This and more coming up on Frisco ISD-TV.
Welcome to Season 10 of Frisco ISD-TV. I'm Josh Laulom.
And I'm Lauren Goodman. We've spent a decade of bringing you coverage of our school district.
While we have 68 schools open now, 10 years ago there were only 46 campuses.
Wow, that's a lot of schools. While we recognize this milestone, we go to Darren Sohm at Gunstream Elementary, where students have let the dogs out in It's Elementary, my dear.
Life's challenges have Gunstream Elementary School students begging for a break. Therapy Pals of Denton gives them a way to cope.
We work with schools and with public libraries. The program is designed for the dogs to be an adjunct with the kids. Depending on the reading level of the child, the dog is mostly interacting with the child and the child with the dog.
We were looking for an outlet or a way for kids to feel safe and in a non-judgmental kind of way that they could read and connect with somebody that would help them with their needs.
Students find comfort in the dogs, and the dogs in them.
Whenever I feel like I don't have anything to do, I can just see a dog, just rub them or something.
Usually whenever I'm reading to the dog, I get to pet it at the same time. They kind of make me more braver when I'm reading to other people.
Every single time, the dog keeps on licking my jacket or either my hand.
Do you like it when the dog does that?
Yeah, it's pretty cute.
Students get a boost from best friends by their side.
We see an increase in self-confidence, we see an increase in self-esteem, and we see kids making growth with either social, emotional, or behavioral needs.
They can just be willing to read, willing to make mistakes if they do, and not have somebody sitting there being critical. They can get their own confidence going. They can feel comfortable to make a mistake and not have somebody laugh at them or criticize them or say, no, you've done that wrong.
The dogs have a connection, and it seems some of them want a never-ending story.
Whenever I start reading a specific part of the book, like almost the middle or almost the end, usually she puts her head on the book so I can't read it.
They're adorable.
Therapy Pals are ready to serve all ages.
We are there to be able to help with them. We encourage them. We help them if they want it. We help them if they need it. In the younger children, we interact much more, but if the older children, we give them encouragement, we give them help.
Together, with hand and paw, both dogs and students see benefits. I'm Darren Sohm for Frisco ISD-TV.
Thanks, Darren. Now we toss it to the newsroom to learn more about a story Kate Fernie is working on in the middle of it all.
Thanks, guys. So I'm currently working on a story about some of our girls who are playing football for us in our district. Out of our 16 middle schools, there are 9 who are currently playing on the team, and we have 1 on a high school team who recently got bumped up to varsity. So it should be a very exciting story, and it's coming up on a future episode of Frisco ISD-TV.
Thanks, Kate. We're really looking forward to seeing it. And Frisco ISD has bent the norms in more ways than one.
We go to Victoria Bruce at Liberty High School, where students find their balance in higher learning.
Students at Liberty High School are stretching beyond their limits during a breather in the middle of the day.
We were at a student ambassador training and we were all talking about ways, we can use advisory period to get students involved and create, that positive school climate that we're trying to have here at Liberty. And so I'm super into fitness. I'm an athlete. I do cross country and track. I love working out. It's just a part of who I am. So I thought, if we can get kids active and relieve stress and get the school together all at once, why not do it? And I thought yoga would be a great way to do it.
Yoga is occasionally offered during the school's scheduled activity period, which is a time set aside at all Frisco ISD high schools.
Activity period is just a free time during the day for students to be able to do homework, utilize tutorials. It's really just kind of a brain break sometimes for a lot of kids. The Pulse group is actually who is running the yoga classes.
Students seem to appreciate yoga as an outlet.
Resting your mind.
School can be stressful, especially if you're an upperclassman or really any grade. I mean, there's a lot of classes, there's a lot of homework that goes with that, there's a lot of studying that goes with that. So I think all of that compounds, plus everything outside of school. So I think this is a really good way to relieve some of that stress in school.
It's a good way to relieve stress and kind of take your mind off of everything that's going on in your life.
There are plans for these trees to grow branches.
We're trying to adapt it to do more than just regular yoga, so today's partner yoga. So bring a friend, meet someone new here, do something with someone. So, and then we're hoping to do maybe like a power yoga, so something that's a little more upbeat and fun. So we're hoping we can get that going and just, adapting the yoga to whatever the students want.
While the thought of yoga may have seemed unsteady, students keep coming back for more.
Some people think it's kind of weird, but once they come, they end up enjoying it.
At first, we were all kind of skeptical, but then we all came and it was really fun.
This is our second time doing it, and both times we've had really big turnout. A lot of people have shown up and they've said they've really enjoyed it, and the first time we had a lot of kids show up, and a lot of those kids returned today, so I think it's awesome.
A big part of this is our student body is being impacted because we're getting kids out here that aren't necessarily involved in organizations. So kids that don't necessarily, get out and interact with the student body are coming out to events like these because they're on campus during school. So everyone can come, everyone's invited.
Hopefully this break provides a relaxing way for students to get through the day. I'm Victoria Bruce for Frisco ISD-TV.
Thanks, Victoria. This year, CTE Graphic Design students have been racing to feature their work. Madison McFarland draws it out in high-tech happenings.
Students in graphic design and illustration at the Career and Technical Education Center are running alongside the competition to help organizations build their brand.
Get Racing is a local company that organizes road races, like run races in Collin County. My class is actually creating the logos for each of the actual races themselves. We were given a list of which races that these students actually needed to design the logo, which includes what will go on the t-shirts that they have for the race participants and the medals themselves when they actually finish the race.
For starters, students map out their ideas and use software to create the designs.
We make them in Illustrator and Photoshop, and first we get a general sketch of it, and then we draft it, and then we create a bunch of variations of it, and then we eventually get to choose.
So I chose the blue bonnet half and then the resolution run, and I kind of took the names and took images like a blue bonnet obviously, and then for the resolution run I chose a timer, a stopwatch, and kind of incorporated that into the design while also putting the information about it.
The class votes on the finished logos.
And the students get chosen amongst their classmates to design these logos, and one participant will win each of the logos for the different races.
If my logo were to be chosen, it would be printed on the t-shirts, and then I would also have a medal design, and so my design would be printed on the medals, and then that would be something that they got to keep after running the race and the t-shirt as well.
Students seem to like the creativity and the group atmosphere.
Being in a classroom like this, you kind of get to see what other people are doing, and that kind of inspires you and gets your ideas flowing. So it's hard at first, but then you kind of get the hang of it.
I hope that all of my students get selected to actually, participate and have their logos used for these races.
With their logos on future shirts and medals, their designs will definitely be going places. I'm Madison McFarland for Frisco ISD-TV.
Over the last decade, Frisco ISD-TV has covered many new experiences students face.
We've watched students grow up, where they eventually all graduate and take on a new chapter of their lives.
For some of these students, though, they must learn to pave the way on their own.
We go to Gonzalez-Yapp, who shares the perspectives of a family first.
With long lines and busy booths, students are exploring new opportunities. Some students, however, aren't explorers. They're pioneers as the first in their family to attend college.
No one in my family's done it, so it's going to be kind of new, and so I'm kind of experiencing it for them.
I don't really get a lot of help at home then when it comes to my parents, and I'm kind of lost on how to transition from okay, high school life is ending, how are you going to transition into college and the real world.
As students try to find their way, they seem focused on achieving a better understanding.
I want to go to college because I want to broaden my perspective
I want to study international studies. The main reason I'm going to college is to learn more about the world. And so I want to become more aware of other countries outside of America and be able to interact and change something bigger than myself.
I want to go to college because it's something different that none of my family has ever experienced. I want to get that experience, and education is a big part of my life.
While on the path to taking their first steps, finding money to pay for college may be challenging.
I'm hoping my parents will help me, but obviously I'll have a job and I'll try to carry my own weight.
There are a lot of times a lot of scholarship opportunities and grant opportunities for first generation students. A lot of times I visited with students from the past who have come, worked with our students from the University of North Texas, the GO Centers, and they're first generation students. And they tell me a lot of times even their books and everything's paid for them. So there's a lot of opportunities scholarship-wise out there if you just search for them.
CTE Center Health Science teacher Michelle Kelly was a first-generation student as well. She found success in college and a career in education.
I just knew it was a better opportunity. I mean, my family didn't, so I saw their struggle, so I knew that if I got an education, I would have better opportunities financially and job opportunities and such. So probably at the age of 18, I was just looking for a means to an end, a degree to go get a job to make more money than what I would if I didn't go to college. But now looking back, I know that it was knowledge-based and experience-based and opportunity, and it opened so many doors for me.
Not having parents as college graduates gives students an open view to their college search.
Kind of gives me less of a bias if my parents don't go somewhere, so I need to go to that place. I kind of can just look at it with an open mind and say, like, oh, I can go anywhere.
They're really supportive of me going to college. They think it's a great opportunity, and since they didn't go, they know the benefits of going, but also they understand that it's not the path for everyone.
They actually push it a lot on me. They want me to get a better education and a better lifestyle than they have, so they push it really hard on me to go to college.
The one thing I would say about my parents not going to college is it didn't impact me at all in the fact that I had no set requirements. I could do whatever I wanted. I could go to whatever college I wanted to, do whatever I wanted to do, pursue whatever I wanted to pursue. But the one thing was just go to college.
The students we interviewed have a wide range of where they want to go.
My top college right now is Ole Miss, and then my reach school that I would love to go to is San Diego State.
I'm looking at OU, Ole Miss, and LSU right now.
I'm currently looking at UNT and maybe TWU.
I'm thinking about going to Collin Community College because I want to go to community first and then university just to save enough money. But like university-wise, I don't know, anywhere in Texas or Florida.
These students are making a difference in their families and are setting standards for generations to come. I'm Gonzalez-Yapp for Frisco ISD-TV.
That's all for this episode of Frisco ISD-TV.
Join us next time with a student who helps professionals see the possibilities.
And CTE Center engineering students create and solve a puzzle. I'm Josh Laulom.
And I'm Lauren Goodman.
Thanks for watching.